Right, so hopefully this is actually working. So I actually have returned for something completely different. Something I myself did not kind of preemptively think in advance, but I thought to myself, you know what, it might be a good idea to actually cover it this way instead of actually covering the original way. So, freaking hell. Alright there, fam. Let's burn my eardrums. Okay, so yeah, as I was saying beforehand, I should actually just mute myself. Yeah, so as I was saying beforehand, yeah, so I didn't like the anime of Youjo Senki too much. I thought it was actually kind of a little bit too meh. But I've always heard that the source material was actually fantastic, so I thought, you know what, let's actually cover the manga, because I don't know how I would go about covering a light novel in a stream. So I thought to myself, maybe the manga might be alright, and it's only 9 chapters thus far, so it's actually still pretty new. So hopefully the actual manga itself is a lot better than the anime, because the anime was, for the most part, not very good. It had good intentions, I get it, but it kind of felt a bit too as if they're inexperienced. If you get what I mean, you can understand if you actually watch the show. It's a bit, you can see it's their first show. That's the main thing I got from it. But anyhow, hopefully the actual source material was really good, like better than the actual anime, and also I've changed the background to Josuke this time. I thought to myself, you know what, let's actually go for a bit of JoJo, because I haven't had JoJo as a wallpaper in years. I had Berserk originally, but I thought, you know what, let's actually go for JoJo. So anyhow, let's get the show on the road. So let's actually bring that up. Let's see whether or not the actual... Oh, cool. Beautiful Dewang. It's a beautiful Dewang of a wallpaper. I saw it on Paperwall. I was like, you know what? It's a good wallpaper. I might have to use that. I might have to interchange that with my other screen for whenever I have to do other streams, because I have to change them every single stream. It's my law now. Anyhow, let's actually take these headphones off. I don't need them, because I'm not listening to anything. And see if everything is working. Yes, everything is working. So let's actually get the show on. If I get this off, there we are. The road. So, Youjo Senki, June 1923. Unidentified Condor North Military District, Northern Sector. You know what? I thought to myself I should do the Dewang dub of Part 4 at one point. I want to, because it's going to be fantastic. I need to know where to find it. It's been in my mind to do it, just kind of as a little joke thing in like kind of this like little bit of time I have. It's just covered the Wang dub, because it'd be fantastic. Anyhow, Ferry 8 to Northern Control. I repeat, Ferry 8 to Northern Control. Please respond. Imperial Army aerial sorcerer Tanya Degujaf. I think that's how you pronounce her name. It's funny. I actually kind of read some of it on the internet, because most of the panels actually exist on Google Images, and I was like, you know what? It does seem kind of fun to cover at one point. A little girl patrolling the border. Wow. Even the artwork in the manga's a lot better. Chapter 1, The Sky in Northern. Youjo Senki. The little girl does not believe in God. Transmitting coordinates confirmed. Goliath 07, roger. Coordinates confirmed. Battalion prepare for bombardment. Coordinates confirmed. Take aim. Prepare for bombardment. Fire. Why can't animes sometimes just match how good some of the panels are in manga and light novels? Freaking hell. Outbreak of war. Ladies and gentlemen, we say again, hostiles have broken out. The Empire has issued a proclamation of war in response to border violations by Legadonian Alliance. The mighty Imperial Army rushed their forces with all haste to the national border. We are already receiving reports of hostiles from various places. The impudent alliance has issued an ultimatum. Lower your arms and surrender to your nearest stationed army, or evacuate promptly. Oh man, I wish the Dewang dub guys carried on to part 5 and 6 and 7. That'd be so much fun. Just bring them back for one like last hoorah. It'd be so great. So, however, rest assured, the Empire in the midst of its glory will not yield to any threats, no matter how many people utter them. You might be able to hear the sound of this gunfire, but be it in offense or defense, unity of our people shall crush the empire's forces. Oh, foes. Our Lord Almighty protect the Emperor's dominion. The Empire Uber allies. German fought over everything all. Above everything in the world. Has any of you guys ever seen Divine Source reading of the Dwang Dub? It's amazing. It's one of my favourite things of all time. I watch it all the time. I watch it quite regularly because it makes me laugh so much. Jeez, I think the memes from part 5 would have been so much more greater if we've got Dwang Dub in part 5, I think. When you think about it. The more you kind of realise that the stuff we could have got if we actually had a Dwang Dub all the time. Oh man. Why am I taking part in war? No, more importantly, why am I who was an officer working in Japan, office worker in Japan, a little girl. 22nd of February 2013 AD, Tokyo, Japan. No way. Isn't this just restoring? Indeed, hence, instead of forcing a bad conduct discharge on our faithful employees, allowing them to resign of their own volition would be better for them, don't you agree? See? Things you don't need to remember. Oh man, I'm gonna go read that now. Oh Christ. The Wang does brilliant. He does look so based. I'm actually kind of surprised. The actual anime waited about 2 episodes to actually get to this point, and the manga just gone straight into it. I'm like, it's a lot better. You get more context of what the hell's going on. Beforehand, you're like, what the hell is happening? Why is she there? Why is she so small? What's going on here? Why is she so strong? Manga's like, nah, fam. Restoring is quite annoying, but I'll do my work as required of me. That is for a regular person like myself working rationally, yet also authoritarian. I cannot rank myself equally with the likes of a genius. I can't reach the prodigies even by a great attempt. My nature is warped. However, it's better than this born and good for nothing crawling before me. Watch is going off constantly now. I've seen that actually. Now you mentioned it, I've actually seen that video. They've actually kind of put the Dwang Dub over the actual scenes from the anime. It's actually amazing. Afterwards, I should be on track to succeed. Our department manager. Afterwards, I should be on track to succeed our department manager. Life was supposed to be fairly smooth. Can't speak now. Life was supposed to be a fairly smooth ride. Passes on was. Oh. Is it? Emphasis. It's the word emphasis. On was. Is it emphasis? Is it? No, it's emphasis. I guess the likes of people who would become restored. Is that how you pronounce that word? Are more likely to follow their emotions rather than reason after all. Give me a break. The humans lately have no judgment of right and wrong. Excuse me, but who might you be? Indeed, I am the creator. Creator? Survived and I'm being treated this... Survive? Wait. I miraculously by a doctor's some brain. Survived and I'm being treated this with a mean received... How the hell... Oh, okay. I was going to say, am I saying it wrong or am I saying it correctly? I'm trying to figure out how you actually read this bit now. Right. Creator? I miraculously by a doctor's some brain It's a precisely life flashing. It could be just a dream. Only now have awoken. Slide I'm being treated. This would mean I've received damage. Possibility. Oh, okay, so I get it. I've actually survived and being treated by a doctor. This would mean I received some brain damage. It's possibility that I died and this is my life flashing before my eyes. It could be that my previous life was just a dream and I've only now have awoken. I was gonna say, I was like, am I reading that incorrectly? Am I going insane? No, I was reading that incorrectly. That was just my brain going a bit mushy then. I was like, am I reading that wrong? Am I reading that correctly? I can't remember. My brain has a tendency never to actually kind of do such things. A bunch of humans have gone completely mad doing exactly that, thinking useless things. Did he read my feelings? You got it. It surprises me. The devil actually exists. Just who are you talking about? The one disconnected from his world rationally. The one disconnected from his world's rationality are either God or the devil. However, if God should exist, then there's no way he'd leave this world atrocities be. The consequence is that there is no God in this world. Case closed. Therefore, I will name this old man before me Existence X. Why can't the likes of you attain salvation from humanity's progression? Do you have no desire to reach nirvana? That has to be because humanity's progression goes hand in hand with that of societies. What will happen to my soul that cannot attain salvation? It will return to the cycle of reincarnation until transmigration. Even if you were to repent now go with this, please. This is going at an alarming pace. It's going at a very alarming pace, I actually must say. We gone straight to God as well. Like, I quite like the fact that it actually did show God in this than what it did in the anime. Quite like it. Can't the likes of you give me a break already? Every single one of you. Far from attaining salvation and reaching nirvana, neither a shard or religious piety. Come on now, come on. This is hopeless. Mankind has gotten way too detached recently from the world's truth. No sense of right or wrong at all. Even though I've established the 10 Commandments. You shall not have gods before me. You shall not make idols. You shall not take the name of the Lord in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Honor your father and your mother. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. You shall not covet. Weren't they? I'd like you to consider that not all of mankind follows the Abrahamic beliefs, that's the word. And besides, I was born into a world blessed with a culture of science, and raised in a country blessed with extraordinary moral sense, even in this world. As a biologically and as social God damn it. Yeah, now you mention it, he does actually look like something out straight out of Hellsing. Alright, let's actually break this word down. As a biologically and sociologically predominant salaryman, there is no reason for me to cling to a god. Ho ho, I see. Reasons without pity are well known to you. I ought to correct such sinfulness. Huh? This salvation is getting sour. No, the situation's getting sour, sorry. So if you were to receive a reverse life, would even the likes of you awaken to piety? Piety? Isn't that conclusion a little too premature? Let us calm down. Isn't your job supposed to be guiding the souls of the dead with the generous Lord's will? It's way too late to flatter me. Just earlier you lamented those who were obedient and feared my works as magical miracles. Huh. Now you mention it as well, he looks like Father. He does actually look like Father. Please, let me have a few words, O Lord. Neither magic nor miracles can be scientifically proven. Now you gave me an idea. Magic and miracles, huh? Fine then, let's give this a try. Because your existence is, huh? What now? What? You shall be brought down by being born into a non-scientific world as a girl and come to know war. Huh. That looks really freaking cool, actually. Holy crap. Oh, okay. So it's piety. Piety. I think I know what the word is. It's give me a hard time to pronounce. It's got the freaking damn words sometimes are getting past me now. Piety. So, 18th of July, 1914, UC, Imperial Capital, been somewhere. Yeah, I can't move my body. Let's try and remember the conversation just before. You shall be brought down by being born into a non-scientific world as a girl and come to know war. Little Tanya, there, say ah. Hey, come on. Why do you not properly open your mouth? You should not be picky, say ah. So basically, this isn't a world of science, but a world of magic. This isn't a peaceful world, but one engulfed in war. So does that mean I'm a girl and a baby on top of it? Curse that devil, curse you, Existence X. See, this is actually so much better. Well then, let me give you a report on the recent conditions. My name is Tanya Degurachav. Curse you, God. You blew it up! Damn you all to hell! I wish I actually might put a reference to some kind of wafty film in there somewhere. Yeah, an orphan and a fondling one on top of that. Papa was a soldier who seemed to have died in combat. Mama became pregnant before marrying Papa. So I'm a fondling. Also, this is a world of magic. Yeah, I think they have to show being X at one point in the anime. They can't just go around showing him as nothing more than just a nutcracker or people as well. Moreover, it seems like I was bestowed with the talent for magic, thanks to the devil's intervention. However, the nation I was born into is an empire in a country with both an expansive and materialistic doctrine. In addition, there's a universal conscription, and strangely, the only place where they're liberal is the gender equality in military service. During my physical examination, my inherited magical aptitude was confirmed, and my intended career was settled on imperial aerial sorcerer. That's right, that's how it was, and thus I became an officer cadet and then a warrant officer, and was sent to war on the forefront of border defense. That as well, she does look slightly older in the actual source material than she actually does in the anime. That's actually quite weird. She looks a lot older, as if she doesn't kind of retain. In the anime, she kind of retains that kind of childlike nature. Here, she doesn't look as childlike, if you get what I mean. I think that's the best way to explain it. June 1923, UC, Northern Military District, Modern Sector, War Theatre? Expect explosions. For me, this is a hapless fate. However, it's not a bad story if you think about it like this. Ferry 8, this is Northern Goliath 07. Report impact of firing. Goliath 07, this is Ferry 8. Yeah, I get that. In the anime, she looks a bit too chibi. She looks a bit too, like, as if your suspension of disbelief goes out the window if you kind of saw her in war. You kind of sit there and going, how in the hell does that actually happen? Please explain that to me. Like, in the actual manga, she looks a lot as if you'd imagined her to be there, if you get what I mean. It's really kind of hard to explain, but she looks as if she deserves to be there. To be frank, when I heard that my duty would be northwards, I felt like shouting, this is a disaster. I felt like shouting, this is a disaster, at such a militaristic country that would push around such a little girl with reconnaissance. But this ain't so bad. Since this actually turned into a war, this is much better than the border patrol duty, which doesn't give any great achievements. No, hurrah, is it Banzai? Wonderful. With this, I'm sure to acquire an achievement for my career. This war has presented me with a chance for success in life, all wrapped up and even with a ribbon out of courtesy. With a winning war with a winning army. An easy job striking down upon the enemy from the safety of the skies, only to earn promotions. It's all coming together. It's all coming together. If I keep engaging earnestly in my military career like this and keep getting favorable promotions, then sooner or later I'll be attached to a unit of the Central Imperial Army, serving the rear line as a commissioned sorcery officer, or possibly remain on rear line standby duty defending the Imperial capital. Whew! I'll get to sleep in a clean bed. I'll get to sleep in a clean bed like a civilized person and get to eat warm meals. Farewell to the battlefield with the inconsistent pieces of meat from bullets and shells flying around. Unsanitary barracks, trenches smeared with mud and piss, fleas and grudges. She's actually a lot better than the manga when you think about it. Like, she's slightly more insane, but she's kind of cool about it. She isn't so kind of, I don't know what the word is in the anime. She kind of felt a little bit too, as if she didn't really feel, you didn't really buy her too much in the actual anime, I think. The manga actually kind of, oh, I can't speak. In the manga, you actually kind of buy her a little bit more. I actually quite like her a lot in this manga. I didn't like her too much in the anime, though I felt like she was keeping it together. And here, you actually feel like she's warranted. She feels a bit more fleshed out as well as he is. Like, you actually know more about him and her and how they both are the exact same person, but how they both work. June 1923, UC. The Empire considered all surrounding countries as potential enemies. Even the way they explain the kind of way the war works, it kind of it still kind of retains a childlike nature towards it, because it's all presented as if there's like bears and dogs and stuff like that. It's actually still kind of childlike, but it's actually not so bad. Like, it's done well. Because of the Empire's overwhelming national power, there weren't any battles beyond the scale of skirmishes so far. However, one day, an urgent notification from the border with an alliance came flying in. There were signs of large-scale border transgression operations from the Allied army. With a change of regime in the alliance also came a change of politics. Military movements were carried out after a sudden rise of nationalism. That might have been some sort of demonstration for domestic propaganda use. Demonstration. Yeah, I think I actually quite like the goofy explanation though. I think it makes it a little bit. It retains the kind of childlike nature of Tanya, because again, don't get me wrong, she's young, so it kind of works in this way how they're presenting how the war is explained. I quite like it. The Empire was caught up with identical territorial disputes from all four directions, so they couldn't have possibly dreamed of carrying out a serious military movement against the Alliance. This wasn't a joke. Allied Army Aerial Sorcerer Lieutenant Colonel Wing Commander Anson Su. When it comes to politicians, a treat for domestic propaganda use, my ass. Look at the blood we have to pay for that. Cunningham, what about the remaining friendly troops? It's no use, Lieutenant Colonel Su. Communications are in disarray and only growing worse by each passing minute, so trying to understand the situation is really can't contact headquarters neither, huh? Be it for good or evil, my unit was spared from the first strike since we were en route to a rear base. The main force for the Allied army, which advanced carelessly, however, were left in a situation of state of annihilation. This is because they took light of the Empire's strategy of interior lines. They responded to our army's movements. The result, when two armies which can no longer retreat would clash, can be seen clear as day. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of feel like it was way too serious, and like if they kind of harked back the seriousness and kind of kept a little bit of, I don't know, humor there, it might have been a lot better to actually kind of watch. Because the anime just felt like as if it's war, we've got to present it as if it's war, like all that kind of thing. It's trying to get away from the idea. They could have played a lot more with how Tai's still so tiny and how she is still childlike, so they could have played with a lot more in the anime. But they didn't. It just felt as if they kind of just went, hey, it's war, we've got to present it as if it's serious. Well, granted, yes, it's war, it's serious, but there is some kind of... It's some breathing space with some kind of humour, that, don't get me wrong. Look what happened with Drifters. Drifters was kind of very bloody and kind of bombastic, but from time to time, don't get me wrong, it didn't work at all. It had comedy, and it actually kind of felt as if in these hard situations, you can still have comedy. It works a little bit, though the comedy didn't stick, but it works. Strategy of interior lines. Doctrine with a streak of creating local advantages even with restricted war potential, and to strengthen the ability of transporting materials and soldiers when facing against versatility of internal enemies. What we can do is to aid in the retreat of the remaining troops. Let's try to run interference by dampening the enemy's artillery suppression, rendering the enemy's artillery site useless with our numbers. Rendering the enemy artillery site useless with our numbers will be difficult. But how about the observer then? Lieutenant Commander Su, this is from the 6th Ground Division. Observation communications are still active. Good. Let's see if they can find and confirm the enemy observer. Bingo. He's transmitting coordinates. Multiple observation sorcerers are flying solo without concealing their positions. This wavelength is without a doubt characteristic of the same communication frequency that artillery observers use. Flying solo just as expected, so they are making light of us too. That means a tough defense line. What above her guess a steady fight for aerial superiority is a way to go. Aerial unit cooperate with the sorcerer unit to form a coordinated interference web. Oh, interaction web, not interference web. Interception web is the word I'm trying to look for. Jeez, we shouldn't have to fight the enemy normally in such a situation. I should have taken my family and made a run for it. Lieutenant Colonel Su, on the contrary, maybe the Empire is confused about if it's okay to fight such an easy war. I see. Then let us pray that they have dropped their guard. The noise has been pretty bad since the last few minutes. Nord, theater-wide warning from Cherubim leader. It's a little bit less serious. I repeat, theatre-wide warning. Confirm a large number of bogies drawing near. Yeah, I think so far Youjo Senki's kind of doing a good job of actually kind of evening out the kind of comedy with the kind of harsh nature of war, because it's not as comedic as, say, Hellsing or Drifters, but it has its, like, breathing space there, and I actually quite like it. It's welcome. A theatre-wide warning from the forefront Tribune Control. Oh well, this is war. Seems to be this thing called not letting you be at ease. Northern Control to aerial assault units on standby. Switch ROE from border patrol duty to air defense guerrilla warfare. ROE rules of engagement. Confirming large-scale border transgression of Alliance Army sorcery units. I repeat, confirming large-scale border transgression of Army sorcery unit. According to hypothetical case, immediate intercept the do. This noise just now doesn't seem to be coming from a bad radio conditions. Repeat immediately. Yeah, I agree with that completely as well. I think Hellsing got away with it because it was nonsensical to begin with. So it actually kind of warranted it there. But Drifters kind of felt too serious, and it kind of didn't work too well to juxtapose it. But I think this one's doing a good job of it so far. I'm taking irrational exposure from a jamming spell. Cunningham, we're apprehended the Imperial Sorcerer. Got ya. In other words, the enemy aerial sorcerer's target is me. Whew. Okay, so Mayday, Ferry 8 to Northern Control. I repeat, Ferry 8 to Northern Control. Theatre-wide warning requesting emergency assistance. Sensing group of enemy sorcerers the size of a company, they're rapidly drawing close. According to the briefing, the enemy sorcerer was supposed to guard the rear bases. Gah, that doesn't matter now. How could these guys get this far in the midst of a lost battle? Doing the whole letting out a battle cry with your pathetic feelings set loose is truly nothing more than a real bother. Will I be the only victim amongst this magnificent victory of the Empire? This isn't a joke. Northern Control to Ferry 8. Give us a sit rep. Messages are getting through, so counter electronic warfare must finally start. Messages are getting through, so counter electronic warfare must have finally started. This is Ferry 8. Enemy contact. Repeat, enemy contact. A company-sized unit of enemy sorcerers is currently infiltrating. Northern Control, roger. Hold your current position and switch to the enemy contact. Hold your current position and switch to enemy contact, delaying combat. There it came, expecting me to gather intel during enemy contact, while trying to delay them before. While trying to delay them since before. Holding off a company all by myself, great difference in combat strength between them and me. Requesting reinforcements in this vast sky without any cover to hide behind. Ferry 8 to Northern Control, requesting permission for an immediate withdrawal. Northern Control to Ferry 8. Unfortunately, unable to grant permission at this time. If you want me to get myself killed, why don't you just say so? For fuck's sake. I think this is episode 2 now. I believe. Are we on episode 2? Are we episode 4? Are we on episode 1 still, which is actually meant to be episode 3? Freaking hell, it's actually getting complicated now. I'm an adult. Calm down and don't get dragged down by your physical age. I can return the favor later, but only if I get through this. Right now, I can only focus on making the best out of the current situation. Contact delaying combat until friendly rapid reaction forces arrive. Ferry 8 to Northern Control. What about the friendly artillery unit? A sorcery unit on aerial standby is currently en route. About 300 seconds until arrival in artillery unit airspace. The runner will go soggy by then. Impossible. This is the worst possible situation. A setup. I quite like that use of an allegory there. The ramen will go soggy by then. It's impossible. Quite like that. Yeah, I think we're all probably there now. I think now, maybe. It must be about episode 2. Damn you, Existence X! Are you still trying to hunt? Are you still hunting me? Now I'm set. There is nothing to lose since I came this far. Every single one of them talking about killing me. Is this something Existence X planned as well? Can't speak now. Fairy 8, Roger. Convert. Is this something Existence X? Fairy 8, Roger. Is this something Existence X planned as well? Converting me. To hell with that. Northern Control. I'll show you a fight until the very end. Northern Control, Roger. Godspeed. I'll write up that I shouted out of desperation. Godspeed. I don't need any of that. Comparing my situation with Japanese history, then it occurred that during the Battle of Senkigahara, while on the way of a huge victory for some reason, the soldiers belonging to the Tokugawa happened to come across a weird bunch consisting of Shimazu. So in other words, basically, don't come near me, stay away, is what I'm trying to say. Oh yeah, speaking of devil, you're right, we're talking about drifters and it just happened to actually come up. That is sheer coincidence. Holy crap. So, Battle of Sengekihara. A fatal battle between Tokugawa's Eastern Army and Ishida's Western Army, which brought a demise to the Sengoku period. The Shimazu, who partook for the Western Army, managed to withdraw by breaking right through the enemy's Eastern Army, which remained as a dent in the Tokugawa's victory. Yeah, how coincidental when you think about it. Like, as if we were starting to talk about something and it just randomly appeared. Like that was like as if we preemptively thought it's going to appear in this manga. Holy crap. That's kind of crazy. Oh, man. You never know. You never know. Oh well, having to fiddle around with Existence X's bunch is a lot in my life. I was prepared for this. Or ought to, because delaying self-defense when the enemy holds local air as a priority is... there is no such thing as child support center. As far as it goes, this body is charming, and even if it doesn't give any security, only my other appearances is that of a child. No, it's a child ought to call little girl and a young miss. I'd like to expect the enemy to at least appear to hesitate when firing their guns, but something like kindness isn't to be expected on the battlefield in the first place. God is Dead wasn't it. No. Nietzsche's conclusion was right after all, huh? Friedrich Nietzsche, I think that's how you pronounce his name. A philosopher with quite some radical ideas for this time. His analysis that the techniques of Jesus were born out of Whig's envy created an intense stir in the Western beliefs. I quite like the fact we're getting a lot to do with get a lot to do with the actual like kind of history itself. Even if I'm a little girl, it's natural Even if I'm a little girl, it's natural they wouldn't go easy on me. Knowing my previous world's history is a blessing. If the knowledge I've left in my head of what happened, starting with the Holocaust, Sarajevo and Rwanda, is right, everyone should have known that it's the blind belief in authoritarianism that is the real danger. Alright. Holocaust. The anti-Semitic politics of the NSDAP, is that how you pronounce it? That went as far as the not pronouncing that word, after they rose to power using the gap created by the social unrest being at their limits from the defeat in World War One. Global depression, this most evil plan caused approximately 6 million deaths. So, Bosnia, pronouncing that word, dispute. A civil war that broke out accompanying the dissolution of the multi-ethnic nation, that Yugoslavia? The war between three ethnic Serbians, Croatians, and Bosnians left about 100,000 people dead. We're getting a lot of history lessons today. Like, did not expect the fact that we're gonna get a lot of history lessons in one space of one chapter. Jesus Christ. Oh man, I was not expecting this. Oh god, okay, let's carry on. It's Joe's history lesson of the day. We're learning a lot. Genocide in Rwanda. After the collapse of the frail peace treaty following the Rwanda dispute between the Hutu and the Tutsi, 1993, the Hutu government and the militia groups murdered between 500,000 and a million, between 10 and 20% of the total population, Tutsi and moderate Hutu, in the span of 100 days. Jesus Christ! All right. Is it Hit? Is that how you pronounce it? Hitut? Something like that, I think. All right. Certain names are beyond me. I think we will understand that now. Oh man. Jesus Christ. There's a lot of history lessons. This erection under enemy fire leads to execution by firing squad. The ways of fighting are restricted. So magic combat at close quarters. So basically a strife just for me. Doping with magical interferences. Increasing reaction speed, increasing increasing instantaneous force, blocking sense of pain, fully opening magical power circuits. How exciting! What a glory! I've never been happier. She's insane. Lieutenant Colonel Sue confirming enemy reinforcements the size of a company. Our way of retreat is a long meaning that we can't guarantee it. I know that. Can you still not eliminate the observation sorcerer? We're only grazing him. Pretty high. Got myself into an annoying position. Settle this with hand-to-hand combat. Ready, charge. She did actually. She went full-blown Sailor Moon. Wow. I wonder what Sailor Moon she would be though. Sailor Heaven? Or Sailor not believing in heaven? Maybe something like that. There comes the charge, just as planned. Oh Christ! Come, bring it! More! Military gains. Jesus Christ. Ceasefire, you'll hit allies. He's aiming for infighting. Break away. Aim at that bastard. Jesus. Now that you mention it, an anime about magical girls in World War I would be actually really freaking interesting. I mean, we've got magical girls being diet women in government, so why can't we have World War I magical girls? Actually, no, that's idol girls, actually, sorry. Alright, let me see anything at the top. Nope, cool. Certain military gains. Hit. Got the arm. Cow Jet Nu. Wow. Wow. Is it Kaojat Nu? Is that how you pronounce the word? I think that's how you pronounce it. Crack, get down. He's trying to. Oh, is it caught you? Was I? Freaking hell! I've actually read that incorrectly completely. It's caught you, isn't it? I think the way the font's written, it kind of throws me off sometimes. Jeez, I'm terrible. I'm actually completely awful now. I feel like I feel like I'm gonna cry myself to sleep now. This is like a Y. It's like an N. That's why it kind of threw me off. Is she basically throwing the Game of Thrones title cards at them? That's the Game of Thrones intro. She's just throwing at them. Damn, son. Self-destruct. Lieutenant Colonel, we're at our limit. We'll be captured by the enemy reinforcements. We crush the spotter. Break away. Too self-destruct, too effective. Too spooky for me. Indeed, too spooky for everyone, I think. July 1923, UC Imperial Capital Bern. Imperial Army Headquarters, Personnel Department, Head of Personnel Department Office. No way, to think that she'll end up in Norden. Numerous stories about her that the instructors of the Sorceress Military Academy are talking about. This is one of them. There was some trouble during a field maneuver, which I was observing too. She was the #1 guiding student, and when the #2 student disobeyed her order, she seemed to act as a commander according to the military law, considering the offense of insubordination. She appeared to be about to execute him without any hesitation. Isn't this from the anime as well? Because there's one part when she actually kind of just threw some dude out the window. Graduated as the Imperial Military Academy's runner-up. Encountered the Northern upheaval after unit training regarding the Northern District. Continued to work hard for the Northern District Army. Holds a brilliant and distinguished war service as well as a great contribution to friendly armies. Currently commanding company recommends for joint signature of the Silver Wind Assault Medal. It's very rare to see this award bestowed upon those who are still alive. This child has completely turned into a weapon. How tragic. Silver-winged Tanya Dugachav. The little girl with the ominous eyes. Is she a hero? Little girl with the ominous eyes. Is she a hero or is she a monster? To be continued. Is this in the same kind of serialization as Overlord? So I see the to be continued is actually the same as Overlord's one. I think is it the same serialization? Hold on, I'm actually kind of curious now. Let's have a look. Yep, it is. I thought so. I thought when I read that, I was like, hey, wait a second here. Is that just like the one from Overlord? I think it is. It was. Mans be right. Mans is right. Holy crap. Alright. Okay. God damn, that was a lot. Jesus Christ. I mean, that was one chapter. We got like 5 different history lessons. God freaking hell, that was good. I actually quite like that. I like it a lot better than the actual anime. Oh, if only the anime could done a lot more like that. I mean, it was so freaking good. It was so bloody and gory as well. I was like, holy crap! I was like, you could just really buy how insane Tanya is as a character, or the Salaryman in this case as well. And I actually quite liked as well how they actually included God. How God was actually kind of presented. He was presented as a being, as an existence in the kind of his own world. I actually thought, you know what? It's kind of neat. It's kind of the more. You should open Tanya's smiley face as the background. I should actually. Hold on. Where is it? Let's go for the courtier one. Oh, come on, come back to me. I'm on the wrong I'm on the wrong tab. Damn it, there we are. There we are. That's it. But yeah, I mean, it was a lot better. It was a lot better paced than the anime was, because the anime just went straight into the war. You can't sit there going, "What's going on here? What's really happening? Can you explain to me what's really going on?" Because I have no freaking idea. We got a little girl who's in this war, and she's doing something, and there's some kind of war going on. It might be alternate history, World War One. We're not too sure. It didn't really do a good job explaining it in the first episode. But this one explained everything. This one explained the world itself, how it works, and how Tanya got there, and what's really going down. I thought, you know what? It's actually kind of a lot better. Because I think the anime kind of said to themselves, we should, in theory, just go straight to the war and leave everything out. That's what kind of was, in theory, their nail in the coffin. They should have gone with this for the first episode, because at least it explains it, and it actually kind of gives you enough context to go forward. The anime just didn't do it. The anime didn't give you enough context. You just kind of knew that she was incredibly insane and wanted to murder people. But yeah, I mean, at least the manga does a good job of it. The manga does a perfect job explaining everything you need to know. And I thought, okay, I can't argue with this. I think it's actually pretty freaking neat. But yeah, I mean, as well, Tanya's actually really cool. I actually quite like Tanya in the manga. I quite like the salaryman as well. I like his philosophies. Not that I agree with them, but I just kind of like them. I think it's actually kind of different. And I think that's one of the stronger points of this manga as well, is him and as her. And as well, the actual history lessons it gives you as well are actually pretty freaking cool. I actually quite like them. I think they're different. I think they're actually kind of wildly different than what you get in a normal manga. I thought, okay, I quite like it, because at least it kind of harks back to actual events in the real world. That's what I kind of like about sometimes about mangas, when they will hark back to real events in the real world. It's like what Concrete Revolution do quite a lot, because a lot of Concrete Revolution storylines in the actual second story were actually based off real Japanese events. I was like, you know what, it's actually pretty cool. Promotion hungry Japanese salaryman murdering people. That should be the tagline or the alternate title for this actual manga. Promotion hungry salaryman murdering people. Basically, yeah. But yeah, it does what it needs to do. It does it really freaking damn well, and the artwork's freaking fantastic as well. It's actually I actually quite like about it a lot as well, is the art style, because Overlord, the manga, doesn't have that as much. This one kind of has it in droves. I actually quite like it. I think some of the panels look amazing. I mean, only in certain panels in Overlord do they look good. This one, about 90% of the panels look fantastic, and it actually kind of breaks the tension of the actual kind of war with some semblance of comedy. Like, it's not really kind of full frontal comedy as if, oh my god, broke the tension completely, but the actual kind of inclusion of those short breaks were actually really warranted, actually really freaking good. I actually quite like them. I thought, you know what? Can't argue, because sometimes when you break tension with comedy, it doesn't work. Here it does, because here Tanya's kind of insane, so you actually kind of buy the actual comedy that she kind of gives. I thought it actually was kind of cool. But yeah, all in all, I can't argue with this. I think it's actually pretty freaking neat. I think it's actually a lot better than the anime. Oh, that's amazing. I think Kira's become a meme all in his own now. I think Kira was maybe originally a meme anyway, but I think he's even more a meme now. Oh man, like they've got now on the internet, Kira's theme works with everything, and actually put different scenes of different things and put Kira's theme over the top of it. I'm like, that's amazing. It's amazing. I love it. But yeah. So, with all that said, I've indeed been the driver. I'm probably going to cover JoJo in about 20 minutes, I think. Maybe even earlier, I'm not too sure. I'm kind of seeing how my day goes. So, with all that said, if you have enjoyed what I do here, and you want to leave a like because you enjoyed the video or the stream itself, then do leave a like, because indeed, it does help me quite a bit. If you have enjoyed what I do here, and you want to stay a little bit longer, then do leave a sub, because indeed, it does help me quite a bit. But until next time, I shall see you guys later. Bye for now.